Hi, I'm Ryan Witry, and today we're going to be talking about one of our more lesser-known presidents, and James K. Polk.
Yo, Mr. Witry.
Yes, Dan from the present.
Because James K. Polk was a one-term president, doesn't that mean we don't have to learn about him?
No, Dan from the present. Just because he's a one-term president doesn't mean that we shouldn't learn about him. I mean, he did a lot of great things for the nation, such as expansion. America. During this time, he expanded America's size. He made America a global player in diplomatic acts, getting us more land in Oregon Territory, to essentially taking the whole western United States from Mexico. He really made our nation a globalized nation. Also in this time, a culture really expanded in the United States. Civil disobedience, emboldened by Henry David Thoreau, as well as The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, were all created. However, in the environment, he kind of led a negative era, because as they moved west, they had to clear more land out. The American spirit was strengthened. With a resounding victory over Mexico, in the spirit of manifest destiny, the nation was united. And Polk was not what I would call a reformist president. He really didn't do a whole lot in terms of women's rights or even slavery rights, as he was a rather profound slavery proponent. In terms of politics and citizenship, he really didn't do anything to expand the era of the presidency. He realized we were never going to be royals. Royals, that kind of looks, just wasn't for us. And he realized that. And he pretty much just kept on with the idea of the presidency as he ushered in the new era of manifest destiny. Is it time for the mystery audio to file?
In 4 short years he met his every goal. He seized the whole Southwest.
I know what it is. It seems Polk, they might be giants. What? It's not? James K. Polk? His name is James Polk. Listen here, you. And your little doggy, too. Well, for most people, more money is more problems. For James K. Polk, he didn't have any of those problems. In fact, since we moved west and were able to get more resources, we were able to get more money. Polk was a huge advocate for slavery, and he openly held slaves. So obviously, he kicked the can down the road and delayed the inevitable. Religion was also a big part of James K. Polk's life. For most of his life, he was a Presbyterian, and he deeply was buried about in his Christian faith. He felt in the semi-religious aspect of the manifest destiny. During this time period, a lot of demographic changes happened. In Ireland, during this time period, there was the Irish potato famine, in which many Irish people starved because they really didn't have any food. Let's just leave it to say that we had a lot more immigrants that challenged the so-called WASP atmosphere in America. Another thing that changed was the American diversity, which kind of goes hand in hand with the demographic changes, because as we changed from a predominantly white Anglo-Saxon Protestant nation, when we had all these Germans and Irish come over, we had more Catholics and more denominations of Christianity than just Protestantism. Crash Course is produced by Dan Wojtowicz, directed by Dan Wojtowicz, written by Ryan Witry. I'm Ryan Witry. See you next time.